started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder. Couldn't help but wonder. I couldn't help but wonder. I couldn't help but wonder.
All right, welcome to City Girls Make Do, your number one Sex and the City podcast, hosted by me, Stephanie, who's selfishly stubborn and hopelessly codependent.
And me, Alex, aka Into Misi.
Hey, I'm Lola, aka Hard Rock and a Sausage.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, we have a special guest this week, Lola, to join us for Season 2, Episode 2, The Awful Truth, which is a very good episode. Lola, do you want to tell us about your experience with Sex and the City?
So my experience with Sex and the City is that I watched the entire series in like 3 weeks a few years ago. So I don't remember a whole lot of it, to be honest. So this has been a really fun way to revisit it.
Isn't that a theme? Isn't that what you did, Stephanie?
Yeah, well, I watched the whole thing over the course of like a month back in January. So it's pretty fresh for me.
It's so easy to just watch episode after episode after episode.
Yeah, I have to stop myself when I watch something for the show, because I'm just like, I could just watch it all day.
It's a good show.
It's a thing.
I would feel that way if I wasn't also taking notes at the same time, I think. Because when I watch the episode and I'm taking notes, by the end of the episode, I'm like, okay, that's good for the week.
Yeah, true.
But when I wasn't taking notes, I just blew through the show because it's a really fun show. So this week, we have an interesting question. Carrie's question of the week is, are there certain things in a relationship one should never say? So that's kind of the focus of this week. I guess we should just jump into the episode. Mm-hmm. So it starts out with Carrie's voiceover, and she's just like typing on her computer, and she's talking about how 2 years ago her friend Sharon married this very mean man. And we get this like clip of them in their apartment, and he's yelling at her because she put a Natalie Imbruglia CD back into a U2 case, I guess.
Okay, her name is Susan Sharon.
Wait, her name wasn't Sharon?
No, it's Susan Sharon. It's both of them.
I know someone who has like two, I guess what I would call full names as a first name, and it drives me wild because I have to say both, and they're both reasonably long.
I think some are normal, like Mary Lee or something, but I've never heard Susan Sharon. They don't even go together that well.
No. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. But I definitely thought her name was just Sharon. So that's good to know right off the bat that I was watching the whole episode wrong. Not that it's like a plot point, right?
Oh yeah, you get insights of her character if you know that she has two full names that do not go together.
It affects you.
That's true. It gives you a complex. But this guy, her husband, he's an asshole. He's just like yelling at her. He's awful. And Carrie doesn't really see this friend very much anymore, Susan Sharon, because, well, she usually only sees her when her husband's out of town. I
mean, I did appreciate the Natalie Imbruglia shout out because she doesn't get as much love as she should. But yeah, this dude's a dick. And they're like hanging out, sharing a cigarette, which is what feminism's all about.
I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Women supporting women.
Exactly. Yeah, and so I guess this woman works, I can't remember her exact job title, but she does like something with cashmere. She takes Carrie back to her place to show her this $900 cashmere scarf, which seems a bit pricey, but cashmere is pretty nice, I guess.
I would love to be able to afford $900 birthday presents for my friends.
Right?
Right? Yeah. Carrie's like, well, can I return it and get the money?
Which is a mood.
Yeah.
It's a big mood. And like, God, their apartment is so nice. And Carrie, like, even when she walks in, she's like, I feel like a 16-year-old who's like a bad influence on my friend at her parents' house. But yeah, they're chatting on the couch about this scarf, and the husband comes out because I guess like they're being a bit too loud, and he just starts fucking going off on them. Like, he's yelling about having visitors after 9.
Oh, because he's on London time.
Right. Which is why you're always yelling at me, because you're on London time and you're like, I need to go the fuck to bed. Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I think I do end every episode by going, okay, I'm going to bed now.
Pretty much.
What is it now? 11:30? 12:30? Yeah, that's rough.
It's like 11:30. So I guess 9 there would be about 4 in the morning. So I understand.
Yeah, but don't yell at her.
No, why would you yell at someone? Who yells?
She's your wife. You love her. Just ask her nicely to keep it down.
Yeah, sweetie,
Right?
I need to get up. Like, it's very rude.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say I hate this guy, but I think I say that every single episode.
I hate him too, and what makes it even worse is it's not, well, I don't know if it's worse, but like, he's not just yelling at his wife, he like yells at Carrie to get out of the apartment. He's like yelling at her friend, which is... Carrie's just like, okay. And she leaves because he yells her out. It's very awkward to watch. I'm like, this is just, how do you have no self-awareness that this is like completely inappropriate? But like, I don't know, men, I guess.
I was going to say he's a man. Took the words right out of my mouth.
And Susan Sharon is like, oh, you can stay. Don't worry about it. He's just like that. And Carrie's like, nah, no, I'm out.
Yeah, Carrie's like, I'm outie.
Why would you want to stay?
It's like when you were a kid, you were over at your friend's house and their parent starts yelling at them and you're just like, shit, what do I do? It's like, I need to leave.
My mum just called. My mum telepathically like messaged me, I need to go.
Ugh, I hate it. Yeah, and then Carrie like goes home and she has a really weird thought that I really hated where she was like wondering if their fighting was like bad or is it like a form of foreplay? And I was like, that's kind of a fucked up thought to think. Like, the second she walks home, she also gets a call from Susan Sharon, who is apologizing about her husband's behavior, which is really nice timing.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. I mean, I think, because there's this weird, like, trope, I guess, of couples who argue and then they have, like, makeup sex and, you know, they like to argue. But it's not a fucking rom-com from the 50s, Carrie. Like, that's not a thing.
It's a really shitty trope, and it's also, like... Okay, so even if that was the case, I feel like fighting to the level that they're getting to is more than what you would expect for a trope like that. Because, like, he's clearly, like, verbally and emotionally abusive to her. It's not just, like, they fight.
It's not even a fight, it's just him yelling at her and her taking it.
I know, it's true. Yeah, it's, like, it's not even a two-sided fight. It's...
Unless she, like, majorly doms him afterwards, then I don't see any equality here.
And we're all about equality.
Oh, yeah. It's equality.
It's equality.
I did the hand motion as I said equality.
I did too. Me too.
Good. All on the same page here.
Yeah.
I guess it's equality even among all of us.
I guess it's equality. Lola, what's your favorite Ariana Grande album?
Album? Oh, it's Dangerous Woman. It's gotta be.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Good to know. Just had to get that out there.
I will talk Ariana all day.
Oh, then you're welcome. You're welcome on City Girls Might Do.
Yeah, I'll come back on for her next album. We'll all chat.
Perfect. On our Ariana Grande podcast. Sweetener in the City.
Good idea.
Ooh. Yeah, donate to our Patreon for Sweetener in the City.
Yeah. And so Carrie gets this call from her friend and apologizing, and Carrie's just like, it's fine. And so her friend's like, well, what would you do? Would you leave him? And Carrie's basically just like, well, if you're not happy, life's too short. And then, like, as soon as she says it, she's like, wow, that's kind of like, that's kind of big advice to give a friend. Maybe she shouldn't have said that.
Well, she does it so, like, nonchalantly of she's not even thinking when she says it. And, you know, I mean, it's the right advice, but it's something you need to think about.
Yeah, it definitely is the right thing for her to have said. I feel like it's more just like her apprehension with it that makes it kind of awkward because she's very, like, she wishes she could have taken it back. And it's like, okay, you kind of have to own it if you're going to give that kind of advice. Like, there's plenty of times where I'm like, yeah, your boyfriend's garbage. Like, maybe you should leave him.
It's hard, though. That's so much easier said than done.
It's so much easier said than done.
Well, both telling the friend and leaving the boyfriend. But.
Yeah, because Carrie makes a good point, or someone does at least, that if you say you hate him and you should leave, then if she does leave, then she'll always blame you for that. And if she doesn't, then she knows that you hate her boyfriend.
Exactly.
I'm honestly fine with if my friends think I hate their boyfriend. It's kind of like, well, maybe there's a reason.
Yeah.
I know.
But at the same time, like, I get not wanting to be in that situation in the first place. But, like, her friend did ask her straight up, what would you do? It wasn't like Carrie offered the advice unprompted, so.
No, or she said, you know, should I do this? She just said, Carrie, what would you do?
Yeah, maybe she's just looking for that permission from a friend to dump this terrible man.
I think so.
Kind of. I think a lot of the time in relationships like this, you don't realize how bad it is until an outsider is kind of like sees how bad it is. And then you're like, okay, this is fucked up, right? It's not just me.
Yeah.
And when other people know it's fucked up, it kind of validates everything you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, have you ever told a story and then you expect it to, like, people to laugh and they all just kind of stare at you like, oh, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yes.
Poor Susan Sharon for having...
Yeah, poor Susan Sharon.
First for having that name and then second for being married to an asshole.
Yeah, well, she clearly seems to have a type, like, as we kind of see later in the episode. But it's like, girl, love yourself, please. Please don't be with this horrible man. But I guess, of course, instead of spending time with her, we kind of go to Carrie's side of the situation. Because we have brunch the next day with all the 4 gals, and they're talking about, like, Carrie's whole situation. Miranda and Samantha are both like, you just shouldn't have said anything. So, and yeah, Samantha says that thing about how, like, it's a lose-lose. Charlotte, though, is like, you know, you should be able to say anything in a relationship, which that's true in a healthy relationship.
Samantha says that relationships are built on lies and mutually accepted delusion, which sums up a lot about Samantha, I guess, in this episode, especially.
It is so succinct. Well, yeah, because she brings up how she's still dating the guy with the tiny penis.
Tiny penis James.
She's pretending he doesn't have a small dick, and he's pretending that it's been less than 3 weeks since the last time they had sex. So, mutual delusions.
3 weeks sounds like a drought for Samantha. I don't know how she's coping. But just dump him.
Just dump him, Samantha. Like, come on. Just do it. It's been too long. Like, 3 episodes is too long to carry the story forward. It's too much.
What does she see in him? She doesn't even seem to like him that much, even aside from the bad sex.
Yeah, she liked him at first, but it was obviously a big deal for her. And, like, yeah, you're right. This doesn't need to be a 3-episode arc. This is 1 episode and it's funny. 3 episodes and I'm bored.
Her face, the moment that he says it isn't, is really just my favorite moment of possibly this whole series. So, you know what? End it there. It's good. You've done it.
That's the show's peak. So that's the show's climax, if you will. Not Samantha's.
Oh, but not Samantha's. Same hat.
Same hat.
Big hats. Okay.
Yep.
Big hat, small dick.
Oh, that's good. I love that. So that was Samantha's that was her going off. But then we find out about Miranda, who's dating the spring roll guy.
And, like, obviously the location that my mind is at is like, oh, he has a dick like a spring roll, which...
That's same.
Filled with steamed veggies.
Oh, that would be my dream penis.
And wrapped in a crispy outer shell.
Oh my god.
He just comes soy sauce.
At least it's vegan.
Oh god. I mean, is normal cum vegan because, like, it came from a human?
I think this is a huge debate amongst vegans.
Wow.
Because I think most would say that it is in the same way breast milk is vegan.
Well, but breast milk is meant to be drank.
Yeah, but I think that the argument is by the baby it's for. I don't know.
So if you were to pump your... No, never mind. I'm not going down this road.
Oh, I remember there was, like, someone made ice cream with breast milk once, and they were selling it. No. Okay, anyway. Moving on to spring roll guy.
So he's a spring roll guy because she met him at, like, a Vietnamese place or something. It has nothing to do with his shape or size of his penis. So, but he likes to talk dirty in bed.
I just want to point out that his real name is Aaron Melman, which is distinctly unsexy and kind of almost foreshadowing to his personality. I feel like only a guy named Aaron Melman would act like that.
Yeah, you don't want that many vowels in your name.
No, yeah, names are important.
They are. And there are some choice names in this series, really.
He should get with Susan Sharon.
He should.
Susan Sharon Melman.
Too many uns.
I didn't even write down his name because I didn't remember it. All I heard was Spring Roll Guy.
Yeah, me neither.
So Aaron just never shuts up.
He is constantly talking in bed. He is like,
oh my God.
He just keeps going. And Miranda's just like, what you said. Because she doesn't know what to say.
Ditto.
I was watching this in the daytime and I could see my face in the screen just in disgust. I kind of like you know how you always kind of see your face at a neutral because like most of the time it's in a mirror, and I could just see it like dropping down. It was hot. It's so gross what he's saying. I'm not the biggest fan of dirty talk to this extent.
Yeah, same. I just find it really awkward.
When it's so constant, it's like he's just looking for stuff to say, and so it's obviously not going to feel like sexy or genuine because he's just filling every space with like suck my cock, whatever.
I hate the word cock as well. It feels so violent to me.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. Reminds me of roosters.
It's just not sexy to me at all. And I'm very on Miranda's side because Miranda, like, when she's talking to the girls and she's just like, he wants me to reciprocate, but I'm like fine to not talk at all. Which, like, she's like, basically, I talk all day. Like, this is the one time where I'm perfectly fine to just shut the fuck up and not talk. Like,
she's got a good point. She's a lawyer.
It's not a time to chat.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a lawyer and I still don't want to chat. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just feels awkward, I guess.
I think, like, in the moment, if you actually feel, like, naturally compelled to say something, then it makes sense and isn't weird. But when you're just trying to dirty talk for the sake of dirty talk, it's just going to sound, like, forced and weird, like it did coming from this guy.
It is just weird to hear. It kind of reminds me of just, like, sexting in general, where it's like you're saying the sexy things, but they just really just doesn't come across as sexy at all because it's just,
once you're out of the situation and you are reminded of what you said, it's the most disgusting thing in the world.
You read back your text from the day before, like, ooh, what?
Yeah, I'm like...
The text
I just like...
The text that you typed out when you were, like, eating chips and watching Gossip Girl.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, I'm so wet and horny right now, but you're really just, like, sitting in your PJs with, like, an entire hand in your mouth with popcorn. Like...
Just sticking your face directly in the popcorn bowl, like using your tongue to pick up pieces.
And just putting like a feed trough on your mouth like a horse.
Yeah, basically.
No, but I read like any sort of sext or any kind of, I mean, maybe this is the Catholic jumping out again, but like any time I remember a sext or something I sent, I just get this like overwhelming feeling of like, why would I ever say that? I've never been horny once ever in my life.
Sexting should be primarily photo-based, and that's my hot take.
Yeah, basically.
I don't want to see my boobs from that angle.
Really? I love to see my boobs, but I do agree.
Hey, whoever you're sending them to loves to see your boobs, and that's what matters.
Yeah, you're right. This is body positivity.
And that's romance.
That's romance, boobies.
So Charlotte like kind of jumped in and was like, I love to dirty talk. I love to just like tell a guy, just talk about his big, beautiful cock. And I was like, excuse me, Charlotte? You? Really?
Yeah, that feels good. Like, yes, fucker, that's the spot. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, she said, come on, fucker, don't stop.
Charlotte is the most secretly horny person in the world.
Oh,
right?
I love it.
Just come on, fucker is like so unsexy to me.
Fucker is what I call someone like when they're being stupid. Like, stop being a fucker. I don't think I've ever said that, but like in my brain, I think that's the meaning I said.
Yeah, like when you're in a road rage.
Turn signal on, fucker.
That would be such a good way to dirty talk.
I don't know. I get so much road rage. Are
you gonna merge or not?
I'd get too furious. But yeah, Charlotte's like talking about how she likes it, and I don't know, that's pretty much the end of their conversation. Like, Charlotte likes it, and the other girls are just like, it's fine, whatever. Just like, you can just do it a little bit. And Miranda's like, no.
Miranda's like, I'll do it when it's like an orgasm alert. She says orgasm alert, and like, just like let him know it's about to happen.
And she's like eating her salad, and she's like, I'm gonna come. Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah, I say it when I'm gonna come.
But that's valid, because otherwise, like, how's he supposed to know?
They don't know. That's kind of the thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess she could be faking it. Who's to say?
No. Do you think Miranda is...
With this guy, I don't feel like this guy could actually get a woman off. Like, she must be faking it.
But yeah, if some guy started talking about, like, I don't know, very in-depth about my vagina, I don't think... Yeah. I think I'd be like, hey, wait, what? Go back to that for a sec. What'd you just say to me?
Yeah, it's a turnoff. Sex requires a certain amount of, like, suspension of disbelief and kind of, like... slight departure from, like, regular standards and, like, social cues and stuff. And if someone's just, like, talking and saying weird shit the whole time, it's just gonna ruin it.
No, I'm definitely not a fan of this guy.
Yeah, neither is Miranda. Well, Miranda's a fan of him in some ways, but not enough, probably. Yeah, this leads to Carrie's question. So her voiceover, her question, like I said earlier, are there certain things in a relationship one should never say? So yeah, this leads to some talking heads, which are mostly pretty boring, except for Sharon's, or Susan Sharon's, but...
They're getting more and more boring. They were sort of exciting for a while.
Yeah, this one wasn't very exciting. It was mostly just, like, the last one was Carrie's friend, who's just like, yeah, I couldn't spend another day married to that asshole, which is what I told him, and it just, like, merges into a scene where her and Carrie are shopping together, I guess. So it's more just, like, yeah...
Which, good, leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking about, like, their fight, essentially, and what she said and what he said, and it's a bit brutal.
Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable to hear. He's a real asshole.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, apparently he says to her, like, she'll be alone forever and he'll be married in a month, and... Yeah, and then Carrie's like, he's probably right.
Well, her voiceover.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Carrie said that to her face?
That would be good, though. I always want more confrontation in the world, so.
Listen, if I were a guy on a dating app and I saw a woman named Susan Sharon, I'd be like, whoa, wait, I couldn't even read all of that. Like, swipe left.
Are you Jared 19?
I never fucking learned what Susan Sharon is.
It is. It's like being called Anastasia Marie. It's too many names.
Or at least when you get to be an adult, pick one.
Yeah, that's what... My sister has 2 names. She just picked one.
Yeah, my cousin has 2 names, yeah.
So, do you think she has a middle name, too? Is she like Susan Sharon Taylor Jones?
Maybe. Susan Sharon Taylor Thomas.
That'd be rough.
Because I mean, I have 2 middle names, so you can just do 2 middle names.
Ooh. Huh. So then she would just be Susan Sharon Taylor Thomas.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. My cousin has 2 first names and no middle name. So she just goes by the first part of her first name instead of both parts. So.
Well, what is it that made that second part of the first name not a middle name? I need to talk to her parents about this.
I need to see if my 2-named sister has... I think she has at least 1 middle name. At least 1. Well, because we all have, like, 2 middle names, I think. Yeah, you have to have, like, a saint's name.
Really? Oh, is that a Catholic thing? The Catholic just jumped out again?
The Catholic jumped out, but all my names are saint names anyway, so...
Most names do kind of trace back to the Bible or saints or whatever when you think about it, so...
Yeah, I think that's where middle names came from, is you had, like, your name and then you had to have one for God.
That's God's name.
Like, you're like...
Do not say that name while dirty talking. It belongs to the Lord.
Imagine someone calls you Mary and you just...
If somebody said my full name when we were banging, I would be like... I'd like that meme of Mr. Krabs, like the entire room spinning around. Excuse me?
Yeah, me too. I don't think anyone's ever called me by my full name because there's just too many letters. I will leak my middle names one day. I've only just leaked my surname, so...
Can't wait.
The longer you listen, the more we're going to fully dox ourselves, so...
I was born at this... I'm sure someone knows my date and place of birth because I've just been so obsessed with my natal chart, so... Yeah, they're boring. Yeah, Susan Sharon. What are they even looking for? Why are they shopping?
I don't even know. They're just like... Yeah.
Because she has tons of money.
Yeah, they're just shopping for shit. She tells Carrie she owes her so much.
When you have tons of money.
Yeah, and she asked to stay at Carrie's place tonight as well.
Yeah, because she's just like, oh, I'm so happy that I've left him and I owe everything to you. Oh, can I stay at your place? Carrie's like, oh, of course.
And Carrie can't say no.
If she has all this money, why can't she just stay in a hotel?
Was it her husband's money, though?
But she's got a good job herself.
Oh, no, that's true. It's the rich cashmere. Cash.
Yeah, because I'd rather stay in a hotel than my friend's grotty studio apartment.
Yeah, I wouldn't intrude on a friend unless I had to.
Carrie's probably messy-ass apartment. Carrie doesn't clean, right? Like, there's no way.
No, and she doesn't eat, really. She just drinks vodka and has, like, she has, like, salad, so she wouldn't even have, like, food in her house.
Oh my god, she's gonna be so hungover. Carrie, get some carbs.
She did have 2 french fries the other day.
Okay, that'll do it.
It's just gonna mop it all up.
I mean, I think that's one of the things that drives me wild about TV is no one eats, and I understand why. They're always in restaurants.
They do this on The Bachelor. This is a huge thing. I can't go on any podcast without bringing up The Bachelor once, I guess. But everyone's always like, why don't they eat on dates? Why don't they eat on dates? Because they always have these beautiful meals like right in front of them. And they just spend the whole time talking about like childhood traumas instead of eating. And it's just because the mics would pick up the chewing noises. And so they just like eat a sandwich off camera real quick, and the beautiful steak and cheese plate just gets ignored.
That's so sad.
This is really sad.
Well, Carrie she's stuck with her friend, but meanwhile, Charlotte went home to her new man, her beautiful, handsome little Henry, her little dog of the show, Henry.
A good man. I stan Henry. I love him. He's my favorite character.
He's the only man I trust.
He's the only man I trust. He's perfect. And Charlotte clearly loves him. He's a very handsome little boy. I don't even know what kind of dog he is. He's white.
I think he's a Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's a good boy. Certified good boy.
Yep. And he's better than every guy that Charlotte has dated so far. So
we just get a little shot of her cuddling him. And that's kind of his introduction's over. But I love him.
Yeah, that's the entire scene is literally just her picking up the dog. And they make it look like it's a new man, but it's like just her dog. She opens the door to her bedroom and it's all like, hello there. And then it's like the dog just lying on the bed looking up at her.
Exactly how I greet my cat. So,
and then we go to Samantha, and she's like in bed at her place with James, and she's just sitting in bed, and he's like, "Are you okay? Like, you seem kind of upset." And Samantha just keeps going like, "No, I'm just tired. It's not you. It's me. I'm fine." And she's just like, clearly something is wrong, but
she's really bad at pretending not to be upset.
Yeah, she's entered like some Stepford Wives fugue state. It's really weird.
She has.
The tiny dick has ruined her brain.
She's been like reverse dickmatized.
Oh no. He can clearly tell that even though she's saying everything's fine, like he knows something's up, and he's basically just like, oh, well, will you go to couples counseling with me? Okay, I feel like if you've been dating someone for like 2 months or 3 months and you already need to go to couples counseling,
break up.
Just break up. Just break up. Dump him. Dump him.
That's the slogan of the show. Like, why bother? I don't know what he offers that someone else can't.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Who has, a satisfying penis for her.
True.
I mean, it's so silly, but like the whole little dick thing. I mean, we're obviously purveyors of motion of the ocean, but I'm just like, if you're not having good sex with someone and that's really important to you, then you need to be frank about that.
Yeah, or ask him to buy a strap-on and peg you. Well, no, it's not pegging if the one with the penis is wearing it, is it? Then it's just...
They do make extenders.
Like, there are options. If you like this guy enough, a tiny dick can be worked around.
What if he got into jelqing?
Oh, stop it.
No!
It's just a thought. But
I think I put on my most serious voice there.
Stop it. No joking.
That's not fucking funny. It is funny.
And Samantha agrees to go to counseling with him, but like Carrie's voiceover is basically just like, okay, Samantha fucking hates the idea of seeing a shrink. Like, basically it's like her equivalent of going to the dentist. Like, she hates the idea of it. And she just looks like the empty shell of a human when she agrees to it. Like, she just looks so dead, and it's really good acting, but it's also just like, please end the storyline now.
Save us.
And it feels kind of mean-spirited at this point. Like, it was kind of mean-spirited in the beginning, but the more drawn out it is.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it, but I don't know.
She's so dramatic about it that it's just like, come on, I'm over it.
Yeah. And like, the drama was funny at first, and now it's like, stop being dramatic.
Now she's self-sabotaging.
Samantha's inner saboteur is getting to her. Then we see Eliza Doolittle in My Filthy Lady.
God. Yes.
Miranda is talking or attempting to talk dirty now.
She is. And we got a titty tally. I just had to say it.
I wasn't even watching because I was so distracted by Aaron using the phrase sensitive spot in a sexy manner. I hated it so much.
Yeah, I was distracted because, like, so she's kissing his chest and he keeps saying all these, like, sexy things to her, and he's like, how does it feel when she's kissing his chest? And she's like, hairy?
Oh, yeah. It's like a ham with a bit of hair on it. It's not pleasant.
Although I will say I respect that the show has let men have hair on their chests, because I feel like too many shows just don't let the men have hair, and I'm like,
how do men get rid of chest hair? Like, do they shave it or wax? Like, that just
wax, basically. Wax or shave, yeah.
Oh my god, there's so much of it. That sounds like a nightmare.
I mean, it's a flat surface though, so that's not too bad. It's like shaving your leg.
Yeah, but it must grow back like 5 minutes later though, you know? Like, the day after you shave your legs, it's like stubbly again, and just an entire stubbly chest, it sounds.
Yeah, I saw A Star Is Born yesterday, and Bradley Cooper has a full, like, hairy chest.
Full bush.
Full bush, and we get a little bit close to the actual bush.
Upper bush.
We get a bit, we get a bit upper bush. And I was like, oh.
No spoilers, Alex.
Just so everyone, sorry.
See, I like a good chest bush. I like the chest bush. It's good. Like, I was watching Riverdale last week, and I was like, okay, so I get that they're all, like, high school students, or, like, the characters are high school students, the actors are, like, adults, but, like, I get that they're not adults, so it makes sense for them to not have hairy chests, but at the same time, the whole time I'm watching it, and I'm like, all of your chests look like Ken dolls. Like, I don't, like, where is the hair? Like, where is it? Like, I feel like I need to, like, get a magnifying glass and be like, where is the hair? Where'd it go?
But some guys just don't grow it also. Like,
it's true, but, like, watching Sex and the City after makes me go, oh, so this is what the peak male body looks like.
I like a hairy chest though. I see one and I'm like, oh, I bet you smell of wood.
Yeah. It's a good look.
It's good. I like it. I like to see it.
Yeah, she gets a little bit into it. She just says like one word over and over again, which I'm not a fan of.
It's so awkward because she's like grabs his dick and he's just like, tell me how it feels, and she's just like, big, hard, rock hard, a big rock, a hard rock, a big hard rock, sausage. It's so awkward. But she just gets really into saying these words over and over again. And then she just, like, can't shut up about it. And he's, like, super into it. And she's just like, oh my god.
And, like, I don't know about you, but sausages are usually small.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're talking like a brat, like a, you know, the big...
like a bratwurst? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bigger than your average weenie, like, bigger than a hot dog. But if you're talking like breakfast sausage, then yeah, no, that's small.
It's one of those, like, hot dogs you get that's filled with cheddar on the inside, though, when you bite into it, like, the cheese squirts out.
Ooh, no.
Oh my god, I'm so hungry. Stop.
I don't know what that is.
You ever had a cheese brat, Alex?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna send you some pics.
Send me some brat pics.
Yes.
For real, though, they are really good.
They're really good. Yeah, he's just like, tell me what you like, and Miranda's like, that.
Yep.
I like that. Looker. Hi. This is the closest I've ever gotten to direct communication with Looker, and it feels like a celebrity
He's
encounter.
blessing us. Looker's like, did someone mention cheese sausages? Looker's gay. So
Can cats eat cheese? I don't know why I asked that. They drink milk all the time.
Yeah, cats can eat like most things, I think.
But from cats to dogs, we're at Charlotte. Henry. Yeah, we're at Charlotte's place, and Susan Sharon and Carrie are there. Charlotte's trying to make Henry do tricks, and he's being stubborn.
Well, she like just got him.
Yeah.
she did just get him. He's extremely dumb but extremely handsome. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to produce any kind of like value to be worth something to Charlotte.
I mean, that's my type, honestly, both in men and dogs.
Not producing any value.
No, just handsome but dumb.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true.
I don't know why Charlotte's getting so upset that he can't do tricks. But Susan Sharon is still talking about her husband as well.
Oh my god, she won't shut up about it.
Charlotte's the kind of person to want her dog to do tricks. To Charlotte, like, if a dog can't do tricks, like, what is its value? Very capitalistic.
Well, she needs to take it to training or something. Like, you don't just, like, a dog doesn't just learn tricks out of thin air. Like, you gotta train it. She's had it for like a day.
You need a clicker. You need some treats.
She never played Nintendo, so she doesn't know these things.
That's, really good point.
Really quick side note. Y'all hear they're making, like, Nintendogs for the Switch?
Ooh.
Oh.
So now I need to buy a
Yeah, me
Switch.
too.
Do.
Anyway.
Mhm. Everyone needs to buy a Switch so they can play Marble It Up is the thing. But that's a completely different topic.
Wait, oh my god. Is that on Switch? Okay, I thought that was like a PC game. Because did you guys ever play Marble Blast Gold?
No, but this game is very similar to it.
Yes, it used to come preloaded on all like Mac laptops and computers and whatever, and it looks just like Marble It Up. And I saw some screenshots from it lately, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's just like Marble Blast Gold." Anyway, Real Gamer Hours, who up?
City gamers make do. So Susan Sharon just won't shut the fuck up about Richard, her husband. And she's like, I'm not getting back with him, but I want to be back at your place, Carrie, just in case he calls so I can be there to say I won't talk to him. Which is like, what? This is like brain genius, galaxy brain logic going on here. And then Charlotte's just like, that's kind of passive aggressive. Like, why don't you just talk to him if you have something to say to him?
She asks Henry, like, she picks him up, and he tries to bite her face.
Yeah, which is like, good boy.
Good boy.
He's a little bitey boy. And then Charlotte goes, he's a dog, not an oracle.
Yeah, I love that. Charlotte's so good.
What's the difference, though?
I hate that she's being all apprehensive about it, because she's like, I can't believe that prick hasn't called, but he does have a sweet side. And it's like, wait, what? Where's this coming from? Why? Don't talk about this sweet side. It does not exist. Or if it does, it's unimportant, but...
Cancelled out by the bad side.
It's extremely cancelled out, but...
We found out it's Carrie's birthday. I mean, it was an early birthday present. The cashmere scarf. And she's like, she opens the door and she's wearing this gorgeous kimono. And she gets some And she gets some flowers.
Yeah, she gets a package.
That's the kimono. That's the cute floral robe that I wrote down. Finally, glad we're on the same page.
It's such a good outfit. We're gonna have to post this outfit to the Tumblr. So
It's iconic. It's important.
Just a casual floor-length sequin kimono, you wear it around the house. Me too. I'm a big kimono fan.
You really just parted the kimono, huh?
Yeah, sorry. Just so everyone knows, I do wear kimonos sometimes in real life. Thank you.
I love it.
So, yeah, then she reads the letter, we switch to brunch, and we find out that the flowers are from Big.
mm-hmm. It's a dozen red roses, too.
Ugh.
Motherfucker. Also, roses are so fucking cliche. Like, I'd be offended.
True.
And not even that pretty. Like, if I want to put a bouquet of flowers in my house, like, there are better options than roses.
Yeah, I'd be upset if someone bought me roses and be like, take these back and get me flowers I like.
Fuck off. Well, especially if it was big. Like,
Yeah, Carrie's definitely the kind of person who has, like, she has to have a favorite flower. Like, Carrie Bradshaw definitely has a favorite flower.
yeah, like orchids or something.
And, yeah, so it's from Big, and Miranda's like, rip up the card. That's bullshit. And I'm like, thank you, Miranda. Charlotte, though, is like, oh, it's a big gesture. And Miranda's like, are you serious? Like, they're just roses. And I love Samantha because she's like, okay, you're exactly right, but if it was jewelry, then that's like something else.
True. Because jewelry's more expensive and it's also more thoughtful. And it lasts. Flowers die in a week.
I feel like Big would pick out like the ugliest jewelry.
Yeah. When you're as rich as Big, like, expensive gifts don't mean anything because he doesn't even notice it's gone.
So buy me earrings.
Big, pay off my credit cards. Thank you. If you can hear this, goodbye.
He really should.
That is, I mean, if you're gonna date some, like, super rich arsehole, that's kind of the reason why. Swindle him.
Like, Venmo me. Like, don't even buy me expensive things. Just send it directly. Wait, that's just a sugar daddy, huh? Well,
Yeah.
I just parted my kimono, but sounds great.
Can't believe Josh is a sugar daddy.
Oh, he wishes.
Oh.
We'd both love to be that rich.
Boyfriends of the show.
Boyfriends of the show.
So true.
I also want to add that this whole time at brunch, Charlotte is like holding her dog in her arms at the breakfast table. Like she didn't leave it at home. She didn't put it on the floor. She's literally just holding it in her arms.
I mean, I love to see him.
I love to see it, but at the same time, it's very not practical.
No. I mean, that's the reason you get a small dog anyway, to hold it.
Dogs, like, aren't allowed in restaurants by, like, most usual health code standards, but, like, I've worked in a restaurant, and anytime a dog was, like, there and being well-behaved, we were just like, you're good, like...
Yeah, plus it's the 90s. Like, if you can smoke in a restaurant, you can probably have a dog in a restaurant, so...
Oh, you're right, anything goes.
But the whole time, like, her dog is just, like, trying to get into her purse, like, this whole time. And Charlotte's like, yeah, he's destroyed, like, 4 pairs of shoes. He's, like, just misbehaving a bunch. She's, like, trying to get him to sit still. And then, like, Carrie's, like, doesn't give a shit. She just keeps going on about her birthday. And she's like, I don't need this on my birthday. It's not a big gesture. It's bullshit. And... like, Samantha and Miranda are just like, yeah, like, it's really stupid and selfish of him. And Charlotte's just like, how could that be selfish? Like, you guys are being ridiculous. Because Charlotte doesn't understand. Charlotte's not a real feminist.
Well, she thinks that, like, everything is romantic. And, I don't see how this would be a big romantic gesture. It's not that hard to send flowers to someone.
Especially when you're super rich.
Exactly. It's not hard to remember someone's birthday. So...
Well, so yeah, then it came out that, like, his assistant alerted him that it was his birthday. Or Carrie's birthday. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So Carrie decides to call him and basically talk. And he said, oh, yeah, my assistant reminded me it was your birthday, but I sent the flowers, which, okay. And then she sort of word vomits and she invites him to her birthday party. Bad idea.
Oh, this was so infuriating.
It was very hard to watch. And he's like, yeah, oh, well, I'm busy. And then he's like, well, maybe I could stop by later, but I might bring someone. And Carrie's like, fucking, did I just invite my ex and his date to my fucking birthday?
Like, dude, just don't go. Like, if you're gonna bring a date to your ex's party, just, like, why would that be good for anyone involved? Like, who is happy there? Nobody. Just don't do it.
I think this is why she's wearing the cute outfit. She's dressed like Gwen Stefani. Like, no doubt era Gwen Stefani.
A good way to be dressed.
She has high-waisted tartan little cigarette trousers and then, like, a crop black t-shirt. She looks so cute.
Oh, I need to go back and look at this. That sounds very good.
Carrie was kind of bringing it this episode.
She was pretty good this week.
Yes. She usually does, to be fair. For all her flaws, some good looks.
She's a fashion icon. Then we go to couples counseling.
This is awkward.
Oh, no.
They're not really getting anywhere because Samantha is just kind of nodding along and saying that everything's fine.
Yeah. It's awkward, and James is like, hey, well, it's been a month since we've had sex, and the counselor's like, well, have you tried any erotic games? Which then Carrie's voiceover is just like, Samantha almost confessed that James had been playing Hide the Salami, which is, I feel like this would be funny if that was a real game.
Well, Hide the Sausage is like a colloquialism for sex.
I mean, you are hiding it, I guess, if you're having that kind of sex, but...
Well, if P and V specifically, or I guess P and B.
Wow.
Penetrative.
We're all from 3 different countries, I feel like. We need to just, like, take a while sometime and talk about each other's, like, lore and, like, sex slang.
The
because
lore.
there's clearly a gold mine here. The sex lore, like...
Sex lore.
Yeah.
I'm lore master. Lore master Stephanie.
I call everything lore. I don't really know what the word means.
Of using, like, you know, specific phrases for, you know, genitals, like minge and fanny.
Wait, what? What was that first one? I never heard that in my life.
Minge.
Nope.
Oh my god, Amanda Seyfried has it tattooed on her foot. This is my favorite story. So, like, you know, so on the set of Mamma Mia, Dominic Cooper, who is British, kept calling Amanda Seyfried minge, which means vagina, and, like, as a joke. And then she got it tattooed, and I don't know if she knew what it meant before or after, but she now has a fucking fanny pussy tattooed on her foot.
That is so funny.
Oh my God. I went to a camp as a kid that had a bunch of Australian counselors, and they all wore fanny packs, except we were not allowed to call them that because in Australia, fanny just means vagina.
It means vagina here too. I quite like fanny.
So what do you call a fanny pack then?
A bum bag.
Like, okay, yeah, that's what they did too.
I think we should just use the Canadian words because that's kind of like the bridge between the UK and America. Because we're like Commonwealth, but North American. I don't know.
What, you've been translating for me and Lola the whole... Yeah. What is your stance on fanny and fanny packs?
Well, you know that in Canada we just say moose meat vagina.
Sorry? Stephanie, you could be lying or not right now. I don't know if I'd believe you. Okay. So, like, what's the, like, most normal slang for vagina then, if you don't have fanny or minge?
It's just whatever it is in this United States, like vagina, pussy.
I mean, yeah, none of them are good. No!
Moose meat vagina, beaver canoe,
And that's why dirty talk is terrible, because all names for genitalia are terrible.
Yeah, someone pulled out beaver canoe.
So beaver canoe is actually the name of a company in Canada that sells like apparel, but I just think it's really funny.
A sex toy company?
No, they sell like sweatshirts and sweatpants and stuff, and every time I see them, I'm like, that's a bad name.
Which came first, though, you know?
The beaver or the canoe?
No, the store or the, like, what if the store was named after...
What came first, the beaver or the top bush?
Bradley Cooper's top bush.
Oh, poor Bradley.
We have gotten seriously derailed on this pussy wagon, but...
I just looked back to my notes and realized we're still right there in that sex therapist's office, who is, basically like, Professor Trelawney from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But, like, for sex. She's the Professor Trelawney of fucking.
Yeah, she's like a kind of a cool hippie lady, and they bring it to the end of the session, and then she's like, oh, next week, and you can kind of see the cogs turning in Samantha's head at this point, because, yeah, she doesn't want to go there for another week, so she just kind of blurts out the truth.
Your penis is too small. It can't. I can't.
She says, James, your penis is too small.
I loved the next part because he's just like, did you ever stop to think that maybe your vagina is too big? And then he just storms out, which, like,
What a thing to say at that time.
Doesn't do that. It gets huge and then shrinks again.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, I get he's just being defensive, but at the same time, it just sounds so stupid. And, like, he storms out and Samantha's just like, what can I say? I need a big dick. And the counselor's just like, I hear that.
She's on her side.
Women supporting women.
Women supporting women supporting big vaginas.
Wow. So, where are we after? Are we at the birthday party?
I think Miranda and Era and Melman are banging again.
You're right. I hate this.
really hate this scene. And she says the word cock like 10 times in a row because she's like, I can't believe I couldn't say it before. Cock, 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 cock. I love to hear it, and I love to say it, and you love to hear it, and isn't it crazy? It turns us both on. And then she just says all this stuff that I don't want to hear. Like, she's like, I love to kiss your balls, which is like, but why would you say that?
And kiss feels a bit too intimate.
Yeah, and he loves that, but then she's just like, you love it when I slip a finger in your ass, and he's just like, what? Excuse me? And he's just like extremely not into it.
Of all the shit he says, why is that his breaking point? Like, oh, that's where you draw the line? It is? Yeah. Really?
He's the Kanye West of Sex and the City.
Can you please elaborate?
Remember that? Remember when we all found out that Kanye liked a finger in his ass?
Oh, yes.
No, but this guy doesn't like a finger in his ass.
No, he does. He just doesn't want to be reminded of it.
Yeah, because like they go to Carrie's birthday party and they're talking about it. And Miranda's just like, how come you like a finger in your ass is the forbidden phrase? Like, why is that where the line gets drawn? And Carrie's just like, look, they like it, but they just don't want to hear it said out loud. And Stanford is like, personally, I don't like anything in my ass. And everyone just bursts out laughing for the funny gay, and
he's a top. Leave him alone.
Has he confirmed that, or is that just your fan theory, your headcanon?
Well, I think this is him confirming it.
I think that, I think he's confirming it here. Also, this restaurant that they're at for her birthday is like belly dancers around their table and stuff. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks like a nice place.
I think she says Moroccan specifically, but yes, they're in a Moroccan restaurant. I like Moroccan food, so I was down with this, although I've never been to a place with belly dancers.
I never have either.
I've never even had Moroccan food. I've never seen that within the US in my experience. I'm jealous.
Oh, it's good. You guys should try it. I'm a big like Moroccan and like kind of Middle Eastern. They kind of have a couple of shared.
We have an African place, an Ethiopian place here that I want to go to.
I've been meaning to try Ethiopian food.
I've never tried that either, but
this is our foodie podcast.
Yep.
That's what I bring to the show, is being hungry while recording.
Yeah, they're having a good time. Yeah.
And then Big shows up and ruins everything.
Yeah, like right as Carrie's pondering when he'll show up. Yeah, and when he shows up, he says, "Happy birthday, baby." Not like that, I guess, but it's just, that's how I heard it in my head.
Happy birthday, baby.
Yeah.
Who is it in the scene that just orders a vodka rocks? Because that sounds awful. I've never seen that.
Carrie.
That's not a drink, is it?
I mean, I'm a vodka rocks girl. Yeah.
Really? Wow. I mean, as a vodka soda girl, I guess I could not understand why you would want to taste the vodka.
I don't mind it, honestly. And like, if I'm drinking, then the, like, whatever my mixer is just makes me feel sick before the alcohol does.
That's fair. Well, that's why I like the soda, because it's, no sugar, all that. But it is carbonation. Anyway, Carrie, you're valid, I guess.
I'm not.
Well, Alex, you're valid, but Carrie isn't. That's the real situation.
And, yeah, Big is accompanied not by a date, but by his friend, who was Mr. Fantastic. Wait, what was he? Mr. Marvelous.
He was an asshole, like...
He was that guy who crashed their date, who was a complete asshole.
Yeah, and, like, so he never said he was bringing a date. Carrie was just, like, projecting that onto him. All he said was that he might bring someone.
Yeah, he might bring a friend.
Yeah, Carrie's, like, relieved when it's not another woman. She's just like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. He ends up staying a while, because, like, he originally said he couldn't stay very long, but he like sits down and he's drinking with them, and like the dancers are all over him, which is like Carrie's kind of like, okay, she says she's watching her ex get a Mesopotamian lap dance.
Yeah, and he's also tipping the dancers by like, you know how you would with a stripper, like put it in their bra or something, which I don't think you're meant to do.
I don't think you are.
No, not at a restaurant.
Yeah, they're not at like a strip club or anything. They're literally just at a restaurant. So it's And also Susan Sharon is, she's flirting with, like, Big's rude friend.
Yeah, she's trying to feed him baba ganoush, which is my favorite.
Oh, I love baba ganoush. It's so good.
Ugh.
But yeah, they're kind of hitting it off, but then she starts talking about her ex, like, nonstop. And he's like, do you ever shut the fuck up?
I mean, he's rude, but he's got a point.
It's true. But this is what makes her realize she missed her husband, was being talked to like a piece of shit.
Yeah, she was like, I miss being talked to like a piece of shit every day.
That's pretty much it for that scene. And then Charlotte goes home, and she gets home to find that Henry destroyed, like, her entire bedding.
And he shit in the corridor.
Yes. So she really needs to take her dog out more and also train him. She can't expect him to be, like, fully trained, but this is too much work for her. So we find out that the end of this story is that she ended up giving the dog to Susan Sharon and her husband, who are back together now, and apparently this dog is what's holding their marriage together.
Why didn't they just go to the couples counselor?
That is a really good point.
The dog was more effective.
I guess so. But you introduce a couple, it's like Chekhov's gun. You introduce a couples counselor, someone should be getting couples counseling.
Someone should be getting shot. What if it was Chekhov's cum?
Wow. Well, you got me there.
That's what happens when you find out that someone's condom broke and you know it's going to come back into play in the story later. The doctor calls it Chekhov's cum, and then you find out you're pregnant.
This is a whole bit. I love it.
Yeah, so that's the end of Charlotte's story. And then we get the end of Carrie's story. After the dinner, her and Big are walking down the street by themselves, and he's like, oh, do you need a ride home? And she's like, I'll grab a cab. And they say goodnight and nothing happens. And so it's nice that nothing happened. Like, thank you, Carrie, for not making me witness something I didn't want to see. But then she realized the one thing she couldn't say to Mr. Big was, I'm still not over you, which is like, bleh, but that's how I feel about that.
But we did have to hear Big say crotch, which was really unpleasant. So we didn't really get off easy.
We never do.
I have to be honest, I don't even remember the context of him saying crotch, but I just remember hearing it and thinking like, nope.
I don't want to hear him say anything ever.
That's true.
So how'd you guys feel about the episode?
I didn't like it as much as last week, but I still enjoyed it.
I kind of felt like this episode was good, but it wasn't like, I liked all the stories, but there wasn't one that just made me scream because I thought it was so funny or anything like last week's. But it was good. Like, none of them made me furious. So, bored at worst, so.
Yeah, Carrie really did nothing this episode. She could have just not been on it and it would have been the same.
Yeah.
She is unfortunately the catalyst, I guess, for the breakup. But yeah, maybe it was an episode where Carrie goes on holiday and we don't see her. That'd be okay.
I don't even know what I'm going to do for rankings this week, because I feel like there wasn't one girl that really, like, stood out over all the other ones. Like, I kind of want to say Miranda was my top this week because, like, her story was uncomfortable, and it wasn't even very much of a story, but, like, it was still kind of funny. But then she also had those, like, really good moments where she was like, okay, what the fuck is Big doing? He's just sending you this, like, shitty roses. It doesn't mean anything. It's like, I guess she's my top for the week, but, like, none of them just really stood out. So maybe Carrie was second because she didn't get back with Big when she could have. I don't know. And then Charlotte, and then Samantha. Samantha was just boring this week. I'm just tired of the story. So Samantha's my last.
I would agree. Yeah. Miranda really did. I mean, she tried something new, so good for her. And if you're willing to stick a finger up someone's butt, then hats off to you. But maybe Charlotte second for me, though. Because I like Henry. And then Charlotte, and then Samantha. No, Charlotte. I mean Carrie and then Samantha. Because Samantha, I'm over it, but I'm sort of glad this is done in regards to Samantha's relationship with James.
Yeah, in terms of my rankings, my first was also Miranda because I think she did her best. I think she tried to, get on this guy's level, and he was just the one to break it off, and that was his choice. But second, I think Charlotte, just because she mostly minded her own business, and all she did was, like, give away a dog to somebody who liked it. So I like that for her. And then Samantha finally lived her truth and broke up with James and doesn't have to go back to Professor Trelawney. And then Carrie really just didn't do much, just spent time with Big, which I don't like to watch happen. So sorry, Carrie. Maybe next week.
Probably not.
Carrie did really just like show up for the week. She didn't really pull her weight. Yeah. Okay. We can go to questions now. If you have a question, you can send it to citygirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/ask. We have 2 questions this week. We have one question from Tumblr user 2x2Furious, friend of the show, who has asked, what would be each of the girls' favorite kinks?
Well, we could go kind of in depth with this. Do you think, is Samantha a sub or a dom?
Oh, I think she could go either way,
Dom.
but I think dom, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I feel like Samantha's like into like classic sub-dom thing. Carrie's probably into roleplay. She does love a costume.
I feel like Charlotte's is something like actually really normal. Like she would say like dirty talk or something is her king. Well, she does love it actually.
That's true. She does love that. But what if Charlotte was like the one who had just like all of theirs are pretty tame, but then Samantha's just like wild, or not Samantha, Charlotte is just like out there surprising everybody.
Oh yeah.
She brings her rabbit every time she has sex.
She could be, instead of Charlotte York, she could be Charlotte Vork.
No.
Huh.
Charlotte
is
what, drawing Vor in her spare time?
Is she the Voree or the Vord?
No, she's just doing it.
Well, she does work in an art gallery, so she could probably commission a few pieces.
She could get all of the horny commissions that she wants done of anything. So I think Charlotte probably dabbles in a bit of everything. Charlotte's got some like inflation porn going on. She's like, she's got it all.
Inflation of valuable art pieces is what you're talking about, right? You know, they gain value over time.
She has like a Jeff Koons inflation piece.
Oh God. Jesus. Oh my God.
Art jokes.
It took me a second, but I appreciate it.
What about Miranda?
I feel like Miranda's a sub. She's gotta be. She has a high pressure job. I feel like maybe when she's getting busy, she just kind of wants to relinquish a little bit of control. But actually, I feel like she's too much of a control freak. She couldn't do that.
Miranda could be a power bottom. That's not a kink, but it's just a trait. Like, she's a bottom, but she's like...
She's bratty.
I don't know much about kinks, to be honest.
No.
So, like, to be fair, I'm like trying to...
I don't think I know enough either.
No, and I don't want to get like too in depth.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Because we'll get gross real quick. Too fast, too furious with the...
Oh, like we didn't?
I mean, yeah, true. That's kind of our brand at this point.
Yeah, I think that's probably good for this one. Thank you. Our second question is from Summer, Tumblr user Ghosty Princess for October. And she is asking, if you could remove one word from the English language, colloquial or otherwise, which would you choose to never hear or say again?
Cock.
Gamer. Undertale.
Oh, good. I thought you said something and I missed it.
Oh, no, I just said gamer and Undertale.
Maybe cock is just the only answer to this.
Cock is a good answer, but I feel like there's even worse words that you can use to describe genitalia than cock. Like, it's not a good word, but it's also like, I don't know, I feel like there's worse things you can say to call it. But queef is a bad word, but it's probably good that there is a word for that, so you can be like, oh no, I didn't fart.
Yeah, but you could call it something so much better.
A fanny fart?
There you go.
That's the colloquial, but that wouldn't work in America. You kind of have to use queef, unfortunately.
It's fine. It's a word that has use.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like it.
Unless you can invent something better.
Summer, you've really got us all stumped, I have to say.
You know what? Okay, I have like a real answer. If I could never ever hear the word cummies again in my life, then I would be so happy.
Wow.
Yeah, no, actually that's the...
Yeah, just hearing you say that was like getting electric shock.
Yeah, so the thing is, the word cum is funny, but the word cummies is just gross. So, well, thank you, Summer. I think that's That's absolutely my answer.
We do have one more question for Lola, though.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh my god, was it Josh's?
Yeah.
Of which one am I? When I first saw the show, I decided I was probably Charlotte. And I've really wanted since then to be like, maybe sometime I won't be a Charlotte, but I think I kind of still am. Because it feels kind of like bragging to call myself any of the other ones.
I don't think you can brag by being a Carrie.
No, okay, that's true, but I don't think I'm a Carrie. I don't know. I don't care about things as much as she does. She's so just like, I don't know. The way that she talks is stressful. And so that's why I'm not her. But yeah, I sadly have to say Charlotte, just because I think she's down to earth, but not as down to earth as like Miranda per se. And so I think she also kind of is idealistic, which I very much can be also.
Charlotte's a good answer.
Yeah.
Or I'm Henry.
Oh, you're Henry.
To compliment us. It's good to have a Charlotte to compliment us.
You need a left and right wing to fly a plane, is all I'm saying.
What does that make you? We're all pretty left wing on this show.
Yeah, we can't fly the plane. Well, okay, my problem with Charlotte is that, like, honestly, she probably votes Republican, and I can't get behind that, but other things about her.
I think in 2018 she wouldn't be a Republican, though.
No, she would, like, pull a Taylor Swift and, like, release a statement, like, yesterday saying, just so you all know, I'm actually okay with gay people getting married.
That is literally what Taylor Swift is. She was like, just so everyone knows, I'm not a racist, and I'm, like, okay with gay people.
I still love money, but...
And she says, like, oh yeah, like, even though there might not be any one political party that, like, supports everything I believe in, which I'm pretty sure just means I still lean to the right of Democrats, but I don't hate gay people, so, like, the Republicans are just too heinous at this point. So, like, but I mean, I can't say that for sure. It's not like she said it, but you can kind of context.
No, this is why I'm a Lana stan, because she will fucking... I wake up in the morning and she's trying to fight Azealia Banks, and I'm like, that's the type of woman I need.
I love it.
That's why we stan Ariana on this show, because Ariana wakes up every morning for the gays and steamrolls all the Republicans with her gay rights machine, with her gay rights steamroller, and she says, it's equality, and then she kills all of the men. Including Pete Davidson.
Gay marriage in the US is like legalized on her birthday or something. She literally is the gay icon of the 21st century.
Lady Gaga can take a step back.
Gaga is shaking. God, if A Star Is Born had Ariana instead... Okay, I need to go to bed, because if I start talking about this, I'll be here for hours.
I'll just be dreaming about it.
What if it was The Star Is Born? What if they replaced Bradley Cooper with Ariana Grande?
Lesbianism, I'm into it. And then instead of having his hairy chest, she has her titties out.
If she wants to, if that's her choice. Like, I'm not going to make her feel like she needs to.
No.
But...
Well, thank you guys for having me on your Star Is Born podcast.
You're very welcome.
It's very nice to have you as a guest. Oh yeah, I guess this is the end. So I guess we can plug our things.
Are we out of stuff to do? Okay.
You can find me on Tumblr at Windfall Island. You can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish.
And yeah, you can find me on Tumblr as Dork Phoenix.
You can find me on Twitter at Low Gains.
We haven't plugged Noisepace in a while. Check out Noisepace. That's where we're hosted. It's good. There's so many good podcasts on there, like My Pod Cabbages, or The Island Shuffle, or Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
Which I haven't plugged in a while, so...
Yeah, but that's okay, because they have more listeners than us anyway. They should be plugging us. So get on it, Alex and boyfriends of the show.
They are your boyfriends singular, and then they're my boy space friends.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Matt, birthday of the show. Birthday of the boyfriend of the show.
Happy Matt Day.
Well, should Matt get this? We didn't even give Alex a happy birthday like 2 weeks ago, host of the show.
Oh my god, you didn't.
Fuck Matt.
Did you record on her birthday?
No, but still.
Well, that's why.
No, I wasn't going to record on my birthday.
It's my birthday in 2 weeks, so close enough. The Scorpio jumped out.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Happy late birthday.
You have a good water signs unite.
I was going to say, it's too much water signs here for me. It's too wet.
Gotta go. Tremendously wet.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
next week.